2nd, 3rd District Court. I was so grateful and so honored when Mike called me and asked if I would perform the local swearing in. We know he's already official and he's been sworn in Lansing, but he really thought it was important to involve all of you in this process because I know a lot of you that are in the room took part in the campaign. You've been a big supporter of Mike's, many of you from the time that he was a little boy. And so I know he thought it was really important to be able to include all of you in this whole new chapter of his life and Julia's and James's life. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the swearing in, and then I think Mike wants to say a few words afterwards as well. So if you'll just bear with us for a moment. Mike, can I have you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm, or repeat after me, excuse me.
All right.
It's like I got to do the marriage vows. Not again. Okay, please repeat after me. I do solemnly swear or affirm.
I do solemnly swear or affirm
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
And the Constitution of the State of Michigan.
and the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
And that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of the State Representative for the State of Michigan
of the office of the State Representative for the State of Michigan
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability. Thank you. Thank you.
I just wanted to say a few words. We're so happy that Mike won this race, and we're so happy that he's going to be the state rep for us and all of us in the room. I know he works very, very hard. He's been a lifelong resident of the area and was a graduate of Rochester. You went to Adams?
Adams, yep.
And Julia was Rochester High. And I know that he was a big Spartan, which is a big plus in my book, and has had extensive experience in the legislature, so you must feel like you're kind of going home in some respects. And not to be too subtle or anything, but I know Judge Isidorian and I were talking earlier, and we think that his first order of business should be getting the judges a raise. So we're really happy he's there. But thank you so much, Mike, for having us. And I'm watching James here, and it reminded me when I was sworn in 1996, my kids were 2 and 4. And we were at the City Hall. I had my investiture at City Hall, and all of a sudden, there was this ball that comes rolling down the aisle as I'm taking my oath, and I'm just sitting there watching it. And of course, it was my 2-year-old who threw the ball out. So it's great that you're able to involve the whole family because they're obviously involved at the very beginning stages when you make the decision to run and through the election and during your tenure. So congratulations to you too. I think Mike wants to say a few words to all of you.
Yeah, no, I certainly appreciate everybody being here, and as the judge said, and as you probably saw on social media, or even if you paid attention to the picture on the invite, this is not the first time I'm being sworn into this position. But for me, it's the most important time because it's the community that elected me, that supported me, sending me to Lansing to represent you at the state capitol every day. So I certainly appreciate that. We have been able to hit the ground running, as I said, during the campaign. Julie and I were up for all the governor's inaugural address on January 1st. We were able to officially get into the office with the entire staff. Doug Bohm is on staff with me, as is Carrie Bierman. And we were in the office the Friday, January 2nd, and there weren't a ton of offices busy that day, but we were able to get going in terms of being able to provide service for the residents of the greater Rochester area. I have worked on a few issues since being elected. Certainly what's going on with the tree trimming in Rochester. We've been able to work with the City of Rochester on that, and the Michigan Public Service Commission, trying to kind of come up with a good outcome on that issue. Certainly the oil and gas drilling issue continues to be a big issue. I've been meeting with the DEQ on that. I know that there's going to be some rules and regulations that are going to come out on that in February. And then also I'm working with my friend Pete Lucido, who's a state rep from Shelby Township, on some legislation on that. And then my first bill that I introduced is similar to what has been introduced in the past, but it's an issue that we've talked about at the city council level, which is local control of speed limits on our gravel roads. We have a lot of residential gravel roads, and as a council we have talked about that in the past. And so I'm going to work with Brad Jacobson on that issue. Brad's been working on that now for, this is going to be his third term on that issue. We had the swearing in. We then had some committee assignments, and I'm on 5 committees. I'm really proud to be vice chair of 2 different committees. One is criminal justice, which I'll be working with Judge Nicholson and the judges on some of those issues. The other one is the government operations committee. In addition, I'm on energy policy, insurance, and tax policy. So 5 committees certainly keep the plate full there. We had the swearing in. Yes, wow. We had the swearing in on the 14th, and we had some family up for that, and that was a great day. And then the very next week we had the State of the State, and it's customary that each representative and senator have somebody from the community sit with them on the floor. And since Oakland University is so critical to the greater Rochester area, I invited Dr. George Hind, the new president of Oakland, to sit with me on the floor. You know, previously he was from South Carolina, so he had never been to the State of the State. He was able to make a lot of connections, a lot of contacts with people on the Appropriations Committee, on the Higher Education Subcommittee. So that's all for the betterment of the community and for Oakland University. Yeah, and so, you know, we've just been working on a lot of issues. I certainly appreciate all the support that you provide. You know, I've started my monthly meetings with Dr. Shaner. Certainly have been in contact and communication with the local communities that I represent, and just really look forward to continuing to partner with you to continue to make the greater Rochester area. I mean, I think people are tired of me talking about it up there that, you know, Rochester Hills was the, you know, 9th best city to live in America, or Rochester just got a new AAA bond rating, because really we have it very good in our community in comparison to some of the other communities that are represented up there. So certainly I'm proud of being from the Rochester area, and I'm proud to represent you guys, and look forward to doing that going forward over the next 2 years.